tuned in to Music with Purpose, raw and live. I'm Lisa Catherine, your host for an extraordinary fun family night of pirate music and storytelling with Leo. I'm going to say it wrong.
Lavallee.
Thank you. And what's the French way?
Lavallee.
Thank you. That's even better than me saying it. And his bandmates and merriment. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Take it away.
Arg. Now raise the grog and toast the breeze. Basic favor all who sail beneath the colors hoisted high. Is a pirate's life we sail the seas for riches won, to fill each sailor's chest. To the ends of the earth, her treasures lie. Is a pirate's life. Tis a pirate's life, a life of wonder, called Sir Mighty Sea. Tis a pirate's life, to sail asunder, pulling life up from its ease. Sail ho, I tarry to my mate. Sail ho, old salty Joe. Go aloft and tie down a loving sail. Tis a pirate's life, Evo. Tis a pirate's life, Evo. Now here is a tale about old Salty Joe, who sailed on the Queen Anne ship. Here's how he turned out to be someone we knew could never make the trip. He was born with none of his fingers or toes, pretty much a sailor's dress. However could he get aloft to turn the sails each man was fed? Well, you think he'd ever carry his load like every other lad? But believe me, never carried it all. And his work he'll never turn back. And his work he'll never turn back. Tis a pirate's life, a life of wonder, observe mighty seas. Tis a pirate's life, to sail asunder, pulling life up from its ease. Sail ho, I tarry to my mate. Sail ho, old Salty Joe. Go aloft and tie down loving sails. Tis a pirate's life, Evo. Tis a pirate's life, Evo. Well, with each new part, old Joe would sigh, 'cause he knew he'd get the looks. He often stayed aboard his ship just to hide among his books. He'd read while we were all off the ship, unless we mates came through. With some mail and some company, we forewarned to give him due. But it happened every time he showed his true self to any new mate. Each learned their lesson well today. That old Salty Joe was great. That old Salty Joe was great. Tis a pirate's life, the life of wonder, observe mighty seas. Tis a pirate's life, to sail asunder, pulling Life. Ah, you made it. Thank
Chris, you guys have tuned back into Music with Purpose, and I snagged these guys to chat. It's my second favorite part of the show because I get to talk to everybody about the music. And then when we finish chatting, we're going to go back to hear some more music. Does that sound like
Sounds awesome.
Sounds good, all right? Leo, I know you have a long history of music and what you've done before A Pirate's Life. Could you get us up to speed where you are, where we're at today?
Well, I went to school for music. I've been started out as a trumpet player. Well, I'm going to take that back. I started out as a xylophone player at 6 months old. My parents got me one of those toy xylophones that I started playing. And then I moved to the trumpet in 4th grade and found that I liked it and had fun with it and had a lot of opportunities with the trumpet early on. By the time I was 17, I won an audition to perform in a national orchestra, which led me to Carnegie Hall and touring Europe and all kinds of
Special
cool
people
stuff.
you played with?
I've played with people like the Temptations, Bobby Vinton, a bunch of national tours, like Peter Pan when Kathy Rigby was on the tour.
Oh, no kidding.
Sound of Music, bunch of White Christmas a couple of years ago. In Chicago coming up, I'll be doing the tour of that. Yeah. So I've been doing that. Was a teacher for quite a while, and also was in business for a bit, but always played all the way through those years. And then about 1995, I opened my own music business called the Community School for the Performing Arts. Did that for a few years. Then we had 2 children and decided it was time to go back to education, which I did. I went back to public school, was a music teacher for a while longer, then an arts administrator. Then I went over to the dark side and became an assistant principal and a principal for about 10 years. I was lucky, very, very grateful that my principalships were in art schools, so I got to have something, keep my hand in the arts. And then God took hold of me around 2015 and said, no, you're not doing that anymore. And I got very ill and shouldn't be here anymore. I'm very, very blessed to still be here. And at that point, I realized that full-time music is what I'm supposed to be doing for the rest of my life and giving back to God. And that's what I've been trying to do. Wrote a lot of Christian music at that point. And that's how this all came about, actually. I was on a trip writing Christian music in 2018, kind of decompressing after a year of teaching, and was staying at a bed and breakfast on Ocracoke Island. Hi, Brad and Chad and Robin Masick of Cheshire. They own the bed and breakfast down there. And had a dream about a pirate. Weird that I don't usually have any dreams, and it was a dream about a pirate. Came up and told them at breakfast. They said, oh yeah, well, that was Captain Joe. He owned this house that you're staying in, and now he haunts the island and haunts the house. And that turned into me writing a song that you're going to hear later called The Legend of Blackbeard's Revenge. And then it gave rise to writing this whole album of music. It's been really fun, and that brings us to this point. Some friends that I've been playing with for years agreed to be crazy with me and launch into this original project. It started with Jim and Marilyn, and then I found some incredible professionals that were willing to venture in, and Rich, who is great, has a great story of his own, a very fine professional drummer.
Okay.
Victoria, who I've known on other avenues, incredible musician, beautiful singer, and Gary, who's my newest friend, but incredible musician, playing mandolin, banjo, a bunch of other instruments I can't even pronounce, but they're very cool. So that brings us kind of up to date.
Talked about Salty Joe. He got to sit in with us.
Yeah, he's always there. He's always there. He tours with me. He comes to the shows. He's a cool cat. And,
Remind me again the pirate that came to your dream.
it was Captain Joe.
Captain Joe.
And I turned it into the character Old Salty Joe.
Okay.
And what you're going to learn in the song Blackbeard's Revenge is that Whitebeard, who that's my character, I met Old Salty Joe when I was just a lad, and he was in his late 60s at the time, went down off the Pamlico Sound in the 1720s. So then I met him about 1810. And then because now I'm a pirate serving time, I'm off the ship this week. I get to
tour. But now that I'm a pirate Whitebeard, he got to get his rest. So that's just his bones now. He's with his maker now.
He looks great, though.
He's cool.
He was
He's a
having
cool
fun
cat.
right along with us tonight.
Oh yeah.
You have some other projects going on too? Radio show? Have you done or you're doing or?
Well, you touch on in developing A Pirate's Life. When I sat back and started thinking about what it really was about, I realized what I'm trying to do is take disenfranchised groups from our history and telling their story in their voice. So this first disenfranchised group is pirates, because I think they're, of course, some of them were notoriously evil and awful and terrible, but many of them started out working for the governments. They were the entrepreneurs of their age, and then when they were no longer needed, they were cast aside as criminals. So try to tell their story, and also that no matter how society looks at people, and we tend to look at people in classes, everybody is worthy of all the same humane things, love and kindness and sharing and all those things. So this next project is looking at individuals from the Depression era who lost everything, all their means, all their money, but they still had each other. They were living a great life. And you mentioned a radio show. This next album is called The Happy Hobo, and it's actually going to be a radio show of these characters of guys and girls who lost their jobs and now are playing music, hopping trains from Atlanta, Georgia, to somewhere in Texas. And that's not all fleshed out yet, but I have 13 songs I'm working on, and they're kind of bluesy. Like here's one of them. I ain't somebody, but that ain't everything blues. Something like that. And so that'll be kind of the feel of the next album. So it's been a labor of love.
Well, our show is called Music with Purpose because I believe music heals, and music can do so many things. It can lift you up. It can support you when you're feeling down, and when you're feeling really good, it can make you feel, you can express it that way. But it's also one of the things I really love about what you're doing is storytelling, and there's so many opportunities to make a difference in the world with storytelling and music. So I love it. One of the things I like to talk about too is how everybody's music makes me feel when the guests come on, and I have to pay attention. It feels good. I want to move, and I have to pay attention because I like what you're saying and I like what you're singing and the way I feel, and that I think that's so important with music because, like I said, it heals. And all you guys I have in awe of your talent. Thank you so much for being here. What else are you're doing with moving forward with A Pirate's Life? Are you going to be on creating a show with A Pirate's Life, or?
Well, it's kind of has taken a life on of its own, and I'm letting it grow organically. Ultimately, I want to be able to reach people and make a difference and share our gifts of music, and hopefully people will feel uplifted. Now, you may not know it by listening to the songs, but the underpinnings, the foundational beliefs of the songs are really from the Bible, but we're taking it from the lens of pirates. And we're going to do the same thing with Happy Hobo as well. So we might be playing in a bar room or on a concert stage and singing about a pirate's life or a Caribbean beauty, a sea hag or whatever, but really the underpinning messages are very universal, life lessons.
That's perfect. I love it. It's what would our world be without music and storytellers and you guys? Anybody have anything you want to share that you're looking forward to with this project or something you've done in the past?
For musicians, we're a great group of musicians with good ears. That is the key, I think. No matter how much we harp and oh my God, you changed it. I mean, we have good ears, and that's 80% of learning the music and being there in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Right, Jerry?
What's the other 20%?
The notes that we took, that we memorized.
Yeah.
I was in church and I heard the folk group that Leo was conducting, and I happened to go in thinking, well, maybe I could go back and find something here. and I was moved to the point of tears. And something told me, just go up and tell him. And I was really scared. As the song goes, I was really
I'm a
scared.
very scary guy.
And not of you, but I went up and I said, "Can I join? I play accordion." He said, "Absolutely," and he allowed he allowed me to demonstrate the breadth of the instrument. And I've played with many orchestras, jazz orchestras, classical music, all kinds of music, and people don't ordinarily see the accordion that way, as evidenced by the reaction here. And I'm trying very hard to change that, and he's giving me an opportunity to do that.
That's so awesome.
And I am
Beautiful
extremely
thing.
grateful to him for that, and for pushing me on the envelope.
I feel honored to be sitting here. I'm humbled by you guys, and the rain stick and the flute and the mandolin, and holy moly.
She's also an amazing sax player.
Real, oh my goodness.
Tenor, alto,
Play with the Berkshire Jazz Orchestra
and Sonny Carroll.
and Sonny Carroll Band. Yeah.
Wow. We could talk for a long, long time.
It's all great music therapy, right?
We're gonna have to come. You guys are gonna have to come back. But I'm anxious to hear more music because I may just stop. And now I know everybody else out there would like to hear more.
Yeah, we can. I think we
So,
can find a. What do you say,
Get
guys?
some
We
more
find a couple
stories
more?
and some music.
Yeah,
All right.
we can do that.
Thank you. We'll be back in just a bit with more music.
All right. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very, very much.
When I was just a boy living on old Ocracoke, I learned about worldly things now. I think on them and smile. There's one thing I remember most from living by the sea. The yarn spun by an old sailor man called Blackbeard Revenge and me. Sail across Pamlico Sound, eternal strife for the pirate ship, this Blackbeard Revenge coming round. Well, they said it happened long ago when he was just a lad. He said he'd left his life on land. He said his life was sad. He followed so many a young man's call to live life out at sea. He had no idea he'd sail a ship destined for a life of misery. Well, this frigate fit from island wood, brass iron, canvas, and twine. A vessel pressed for plunder along the old Revenge line. And each crew member for remark, he showed me on his arm. There's a mark bound on eternity as crew for the devil's arm. Sail home, cross Pamlico Sound, eternal strife for the pirate ship, the Blackbeard Revenge coming round. Well, his gnarly voice, it began to shake. I think he shed a tear. He whispered that his cursed life gave cause to many's fear. He told me I could help him break those chains that bound him tight. If after 60 years I'd bear his mark, then board his dead man's ship that night. Well, I said and I ran away, 'cause I was really scared. I stayed away from Pamlico to ne'er return prepared. Although 60 years since I've been back, I can clearly see. Oh, Queen and flirting with the mist, and my sailor friend a waving for me. Sail low, cross Pamlico Sound. Eternal strife for the pirate ship, the Blackbeard ribbon coming round. Well, 'tis many years, an old salt now, still summer on the eye. I like to tell old stories about worldly things to make you smile. A favorite tale I'm bound to tell to young laddies called the sea. That yawn that sponge and valley brew, called Blackbeard man and me. Sail low, cross Pamlico Sound. Eternal strife for the pirate ship, this Blackbeard remains coming round. Sail low, cross Pamlico Sound. Eternal strife for the pirate ship, Blackbeard remains coming round. Sail low, cross Pamlico Sound. Eternal strife for the pirate ship, that Blackbeard's remains coming around. You are my darling, Caribbean beauty. You are the angel of my dreams, devil of my schemes. I'll be coming home after doing my duty, duty-filled mischief, pirate scheme. She filled the days with a selling love, trinkets good men bought. A low-life whore was the life she led, raising money is what she saw. The townsfolk kept her out of mind, as she was a hideous sight. All scarred and never only one good arm, and a fugitive divine. You are my darling, Thank you very much. We're Acoustic Pirate.